about the looping statement. Although we have been discussed these concepts yesterday, so just I am trying to make a recap of the repetition statement which are required, where sometimes we have to make some statement to be performed more than once. As the decision statement which we are writing, there we wanted to ensure that some of the statement may be executed, some of the statement may be skipped. While sometimes in writing a program, it is necessary that some of the steps in a program need to be repeated more than once. In that case, we are required some repetition statement which are provided by the programming languages. So repetition of the steps in a program is basically known as the loop. Generally, this loop we use to repeat some step in the program. What are those instruction or steps which we have to repeat? That is known as the body of the loop. So this body of the loop is going to be executed more than once depending on how many times you want to make this body to be repeated. So all the repetition statements which are available across the different programming languages, they will allow you to repeat either single statement, maybe it will be consist of single statement, maybe a compound statement, which is nothing but a group or block of statement which should be repeated multiple times. For example, suppose you want that your name should be displayed some 50 times on the screen. Instead of writing that print statement 50 times, we should write print statement only once, but this print will going to be executed for 50 times. So that way some kind of repetition we wanted to make. So in Python, we have two type of repetition statement which are available for doing the iteration, that is for loop and the while loop. But before looking the construct of this for and while loop, let us discuss that why we are required looping statement, or how we can decide whether in our program statement we need the looping construct or not, whether we should use the looping statement or not. For that purpose, we are required to be asked ourselves one question, that is there are something within my program which is required to be repeated or not. So to determine whether looping statement is required or not, we have to ask, is there any statement in my program that need to be repeated or not? Some instruction which I want to repeat or not, that question we have to ask. If answer of this question is no, it means that we do not require any step, any instruction to be repeated. It means we do not require any loop. If our answer is yes, we need some steps to be repeated, in that case we have to ask again few questions to know whether we want to repeat that step how many times. So how many times that step which we want to repeat, how many times we want it. And also one question is going to come in the mind, that whether the number of times I want to repeat some instruction, will we know exactly how many times we want to repeat, or the number of times we want to repeat, that is not known to us exactly. Maybe sometimes it can run 100 times, sometimes 20 times, sometimes 5 times. So whether we know how many times we have to repeat, second we have to know whether we know exactly how many times we have to repeat in advance, we are aware of that fact or not. In case we know that how many times that instruction we want to repeat, then we have to use one of the statement which is known as the counting loop. So in case of Python, we have to use the for loop. So for instruction will used to make some set of instruction to be repeated for the known number of times in the program. Whereas in case we does not know in advance that how many times those instructions are going to be repeated, in that case we are required to use another construct of the looping statement, which is known as the conditional loop. Here we are going to discuss in the case of Python language while loop. So while loop are going to be performed some number of repetitions depending on some condition. When these conditions are going to meet, we are going to keep on continuing the repetition. If conditions are going to be not meeting, then you can able to terminate the repetition. While in case of the for loop, we know in advance how many times we want to execute our statement. So depending on these questions, we can aware whether we are required the loop statement or we does not require the loop statement. If we need the loop statement, then we can also know that which type of loop we have to prefer to use in our program, depending on whether we know in advance how many times the repetition we want from those programs. Right? So let us take first construct of repetition statement in the Python is for loop. In for loop, the syntax is for. Always we have to remember that the syntax have to write correctly. If the syntax is not written correctly, we will get a syntax error. So what is the syntax of this for loop is for this keyword you have to use for keyword. This is one result keyword for, and then you have to use one of the parameter, that is the var. This is one of the parameter variable in sequence, and then inside this for we are wanted to repeat some set of statement. What are those steps we have to repeat? That we have to write here as statement 1, statement 2, statement 3, and so on. Provided that the statement which is going to be body of this loop, that must be have the indentation with respect to the for statement we are going to write. So this should be intended so that we can know that it is a part of the for loop. So how this for loop will perform, you can see into this flow diagram. We are required to be using here the sequence for variable in sequence. Here this sequence which you are going to use, that is basically going to become a sequence of values. This sequence can be either a list or can be tuple or string. So whatever parameter we are giving after in is also some reserved word sequence we have to use. Here we have to give the sequence which contains a sequence of number. List can be written that way 1, 2, 3, or it can be tuple 2, 3, 5, 6, or it can be string hello, because all these are containing some sequence of numbers or maybe some sequence of characters. So how it will be performed, you can see in this flow diagram, items from the sequence. Sequence will be consist of some set of items. So you have to check if that sequence contains some item. If it has the item, then you have to go and perform the body of the loop to be executed. And again we have to go and check whether into this sequence, list of sequence, is there more item left. If it is left, we can again repeat that one. Again we have to go and check if more items are left in this sequence or not. If yes, we can repeat. Once this sequence is going to be exhausted, this sequence is going to become empty. In that case, we should come out of this loop and the body of the loop will not going to be performed. So in this for loop, this variable var is basically some variable, some parameter which is going to be assigned the item from this sequence, from the sequence of sequence. So each item from the sequence will be taken and going to be assigned to the variable in each repetition, each iteration, and the loop will be continued till we should reach to the last item in the sequence which are given. This sequence can be list, tuple or string, and this body of the loop that may contain a single statement or it can be consist of compound statement, that is a group of statement. If it has the group of statement, it should be always going to be have the indentation style of writing those statements. Let us take example. We have one list. So how to create list? Already we discussed. If you want to create any list, say L, we are required to write some number inside this one, 2, 20, 30, 40 and so on. संदीप एक बार देखना रमेश सर क्या बोल 20, 30 and 40. So this city is basically a list which consists of different city names: Jaipur, Delhi, Goa, Hyderabad. Okay. Here, if you want, we can also take any list as a number or maybe mix up of number as well as might be some text we can take. Okay. It is a collection of different type of items. List is a collection of different type of items. Now we are going to use the for place. Okay. So we have the syntax for some variable in sequence. This sequences should be a list having the sequence of item. After for, we are required some variable where each item which are available into this sequence city, that should be keep on assigned. So for place in city, so from city first this Jaipur are going to be assigned to place, and then we are displaying the value of that variable place. So we will get a Jaipur to be displayed. Again, if we go and check whether this city have the another element, it will going to be checked it as the city have left out the another element Delhi. So again this Delhi will be assigned to the place and we can display the place as a Delhi, then Goa, then Hyderabad. Once the Hyderabad has been displayed, then it will again go and check. Now this city is going to be empty, all element has been scanned. So now this place will not get any value. So at that moment this for loop is going to be terminated and print place will not going to be repeat further. So this way this loop is going to work. Now let us check another example where we have some string. In this string we have been taken a name Bob Jenny. Remember that this Bob Jenny name which we are taking have a space in between. Okay. Now we are going to be write this loop how for I in name and then colon. So name is a either list, tuple, sequence or dictionary. Different kind of sequences are required there. So name is that parameter and I is a variable where the items or elements from this name sequence are going to be stored into the I. So once we are running, the first time I will take first character from name, the first character B will going to come into the I, and then they are going to display the B. In the second iteration, O is going to be come to the I, and then this I is going to be displayed O, and then B. Then this space is going to become, then space are going to come. Like that, this will going to keep on repeating. If you want to check how it is, work in the code, we can observe that one. Let us take same code. So what we are doing, we are taking one list as a city having Jaipur, we have Delhi, we have Goa, we have Hyderabad. Now we are executing place in city and place. If you are going to be execute this code, see we are getting the Jaipur, Delhi, Goa and Hyderabad one by one. If suppose we want to display here this sentence MNIT FDP. So how many times this MNIT FDP are going to be repeat? This is going to repeat number of times this city contains the element. So this city consists of first element Jaipur, second item, third item Goa, fourth item Hyderabad. So this city sequence consists of 4 items. So this MNIT FDP are going to be repeat 4 times. Then check 4 times they are going to repeat. It means that in case of for loop, we are aware of how many times this repetition we want to perform in advance, because we are giving this number well before the loop are going to start there. Instead of that, suppose we are going to be take some string, say name, and we take in the Bob, hello, and we wanted to make this repetition, so we have to take what for, take any variable, say j in sequence variable name colon, and then we have to make a print what we want to display j. Now execute this program. Now what we are observing here, outcome, since after this Bob and hello between we have the space. So here if you can observe, we are getting the Bob, and after Bob there is space, because this space is part of this string. Now here also we know that how many times this loop will repeat. Suppose j we want to print j here we are displaying. Instead of that, suppose we want to display Python. So can anyone tell how many times this Python can display? You can text your outcome. How many times this Python will display? This will display 9 times. Okay. You can check, this is coming now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It means that this string also consists of space. So space is also one item which are found in this sequence. So that number of times this will also going to be repeat. So first time they are going to take a one character B, then second time second character O, third time again B. So this will be 3 times. Then space is also going to come into chat J. So 4 times. Then H 5 times, E 6, L 7, L 8 and O 9. 10th time when it will go and check into the name, there this list has been exhausted. So J will not assign any value. So now this print Python will not going to take place further. Now remember that instead of writing this Python, I am going to be write another statement, say print, say j, and this, let us reduce this to be only up to the Bob. So what is happening here? You can observe this outcome. we are getting Python, then first character B, then Python first character O, then Python first character B. It means that this for loop consists of compound statement. This have more than one statement. Okay. So this will be indented from the with respect to the for statement which are written. Now let us look at this code. What we did, we are writing the for j in name, print Python, and then print j. So indentation we have been used. So here this body of this for loop will consist of only single statement. This j is going to be executed after the for loop is going to be complete. So now you can check Python is displaying 3 times because this name has 3 items. And after that, once the loop is going to be terminated, then only print j is going to be performed. Now j has been consist of b. So b we are going to get it. So we should be ensure ourselves what are the statements that we want to make to be part of the for loop body, which are going to be repeated, that we have to include into the for loop. If suppose this we are going to be write without any indentation. Now let us check what outcome we are going to get. Now you are getting a error. Error is saying that we are required to be indentation, expected and indented block. So if you are going to write in that way the for j in name, the body of loop does not contain any statement. So what is the need of writing the loop statement? So whenever we are trying to write any loop statement and that loop does not contain any body, in that case we will get an error as a indentation error. It means it is expecting that it must contain some statement as a body of the loop. So we are required to make this indentation to be happen so that it will be considered to be as a one statement inside this for loop as a body of the loop. So every loop must have some body, otherwise we will get an error. Fine. So now here what we have to give in the sequence is either list or maybe some tuple or string. But in case we does not know what are those lists, what are the dictionary, what are the set, or maybe what are the strings are there. So how many times we want to run the loop, we may not know. If suppose we are going to use the name of city, we are required to create a 100 name of the city in that particular list, and writing that list is going to become a tedious job. So instead of that, we can use one of the range function. Using this range function, we can create a sequence of number between two numeric intervals which are provided in the range statement. So using this range, we can define a range of value which are going to be used inside the for loop to specify how many numbers of time this loop are going to be executed. So this will give a sequence of number. Always this range statement will return us sequence of number. Okay? Sequence of number. So this statement range function will consist of 3 parameters, range, and this will be consist of 3 parameters: start, index, stop, and step. So start at some point, stop at some point, and by which value this sequence numbers are going to be incremented. It means between one number to another number, how many intervals of gap should be available there. So that we can use the step. So here stop is mandatory to give value. Start and step we can skip, but stop cannot be 0. So for example, if you are going to give here, let us run this code in compiler and check how many times they are going to be executed. So we are going to be right. Now remember that this range are going to return a sequence of number. Remember, this will return always a sequence of number. So we are going to write any for loop. So how we are writing the for loop? We are writing the for loop as a for, and we are writing I in. We are required to give some range, some sequence. This sequence we does not know. What should be the sequence? Okay. So this sequence we can create as a sequence of numbers using the range function. So we are giving the range and giving here some value, say 1. Start value, stop value, say we have been given 6, and step, the increment which we want to expect in the generation of the sequence, we have been given 1. Okay. Now here this range is going to be returned as a sequence S. Okay. Now for I in S, display this print I. Now let us check what we are going to get. Check here. What we are getting? I in S. So this will going to create a sequence of number starting from 1. Starting from 1. And second number, it means every number is starting from 1 and going to be incremented by 1. So 1 plus 1, 2, 2 plus 1, 3, 3 plus 4, 4 plus 1, 5, up to the stop minus 1. Remember, we are giving the stop condition 6. It means that once the 6 will become, they are going to be automatically start creating the sequence. Less than 6 minus 1 values are going to be generated. Now, if you want to check whether this S is a sequence or not, so let us check the type. What is the type of S? We can check type of S, and also if you want to print this sequence for S which we are going to be get in the return by the this sequence range function. So let us check it. This name is not defined. This is the capital S is there. Now check here, one error is coming. What error is coming? NAM is not named, S is not defined. But in my program, what variable I have taken? Small s. So this small s is not exist in this code. So that's why it is giving the error as a name error. This named variable s is not defined. So this is the mistake which I did here. So make this variable to be known as a capital S. Here capital S. Now we can run it. Now check it. This range, type of this range function is going to return one of the sequence of number having the category of range. This should be of range. Range is always a sequence of values. And what is the value of this print S? We are getting the range 1 to 6. It means it is giving me the value within the 1 to 6. If you want to check for that range in the different way, instead of using this range here in the yes, we have used the range and got one of the sequence, and that we are using in the for loop. Instead of that, yes, we can directly write a range function where we should write a say I can write only say 6. In that case, what will happen? If start is not given, then this will be going to be start from 0 up to the 6 minus 1 up to the 5, and the steps of increment will be considered to be 1 by default. So here you can say by default it is starting from 0, and going to be incremented by 1. If suppose we are going to give 2, say 0, comma 2. So what it will do? It will going to create a sequence of number starting from 0 up to the 5, and every numbers are going to be incremented by 2. So 0, then next sequence will be plus 2, 2, third sequence should be 2 plus 2, 4. So since the fourth sequence which are going to be generated will be 4 plus 2, 6. Now that 6 is greater than this is equal to the 6. So this will not going to be displayed, because it will going to display us the range of value between the 0 to 5 only. So in the next time it is coming as a 6 which is equal to the 6, so that will not be considered as a value within this range sequence. Okay. So similarly we can see we can able to keep on varying, either we can give the start value and stop value, or we can give both the start, stop and step, increment step, which we can able to give. Okay. It is also possible that whatever our parameter which we are giving into the range function, that can be also a negative. So we can give a negative step to generate a list of number that is going to be keep on decreasing. So this step is telling that whether your number is going to be incremented or your number is going to be decremented. Okay. And the stop value is going to be considered the condition that once this value has been reached, then the creation of the range of value are going to be stopped. So in this case you can see we are starting from 12 and going to keep on decrementing by 2, and this will be continued till your number is going to be reached up to the less than minus 4. So if you want to check it, you can try here. It is a indentation error. Now you can check here. We are starting from 12. Okay. And going to keep on decrementing with 2. So 12, then minus 2, 10, then 10 minus 2, 8, 8 minus 2, 6, then 4, then 2, then minus 2, 0, and then minus 2. So the next time if you are going to be compute, it is coming minus 4. So we can get a range which will be going to be less than minus 4. So minus 6 will not going to be displayed. So that way we can use this decrement step value where the value are going to be decremented. Even though we can use the larger value as a start value, and we can use the stop value as a positive, and the decrement value can be negative. And if you are trying to display the type of this x, that is going to come as a type of range. It is type of range. Now let us take another example. Just observe what is the output we can get here. In this case we return 1 for I in range 8, 0, minus 1. So this will create a range of value starting from 8 up to the less than 0. So what we are getting? 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. it is coming in a new line. Every time a number is displayed, we are getting it into a new line. Instead of that, we want to create some kind of separation. It means these numbers are displayed separated by a new number, a new line. Instead of that, if you want to separate it by a space, we can use one of the int keyword. We can write the value I and after comma end, and there should be a separator we have to mention inside this code. So we have been separated it by a single space. So what will happen that every time I is displayed, first number I, 8, after that there should be a space. Then again second number is space. By default, every number are displayed and going to be terminated by a new line. Whereas if you are going to use the int statement, in that case this will be separated by this delimiter. So we can specify any delimiter by using the end keyword. Suppose we want to delimit this one using the comma, then we can write here I and comma. Now you can see these numbers are delimited by comma, or we can use any hash. These numbers are delimited by whatever the outcome, not number, whatever the output we want to display, that is delimited by space hash. Or if you want to make this to be delimited by tag /t, every number is displayed, first number, then there should be one tag, then second number tag. Or if you want to make it to be displayed each number separated by new line, we can get the same like 876 into the separated line. So by default, any printf statement we are performing, in that case first the print is going to be performed, after that next printing are going to take place into the new line. So those separation we can remove by using the separator, using the int clause. So this way the end parameter in the print function used to add any kind of string which is known as the delimiter. It can be white space or any special character instead of ending with a new line. Now let us take one more example. Here you can see that we are using the two for loop. Okay? It means inside a loop we can use another loop. That can be possible. Loop can be used inside a loop. How? Let us check one more example. We are writing one for k in rank k in j k in rank 1 to say 4, and we have to use the colon. Then again we have to write inside this for loop, we are writing another body of this for loop, where we are using another for loop for j in rank 1 to 3, and then we want to print inside this inner loop I comma j, k comma j we want to display separately, or let us display only j, k comma j. So here this outer loop k in rank, this is known as the outer loop, j in rank, that is known as the inner loop, because this for j in rank is executing inside the for k loop. The body of this inner loop is print kj, and the body of outer for k in rank will be for and print. Now let us display. So what we are getting, I, so k is going to become 1, j, it is k is going to be 1, then j is going to be 1, 2, 3. So they are going to display k is 1, then j is going to become 2, and then they are going to become 2, 1, 2, 2, 3, 1, 3, 3. So this inner loop will run 2 times. 1, 2 times, outer loop will run 3 times. So that way we can use inside some loop and a loop. Now if you want to multiply, we can get this as a 1 into 2, 2, 2, 4, 3, or we can able to make it to be some of the program. Here we want to do the multiplication. Let us take this example. Okay, in this case we are taking for k in y rank 1 to 6, k in y, then for m in rank 1 to k. Here you can see the inner loop is going to be vary from 1 to k. K is going to be taken from the first rank, from the first inner loop. Now you can check, this is now we can see this is coming. This is the indentation error. Now you can check. So this print new line is part of the outer loop for k in y. Inside this for k in y, we have the set of statement as a for m in rank 1k print m, and this print n is not part of the inner for loop. Inner for m in rank, it is not part of the loop. So this print n is part of the for k loop, not for the for m loop. So here you can say, see in the first it is running inner loop is running for up to the range of value which are available for the outer loop. So in that case it is taken from 1 to k. K is going to be k is taken to be as 1. So here this will going to come 1 to 1. It means this is running for 1 time. So we can get a m as a 1. Second time this k is going to become a 2. So now the inner loop is going to run 2 times. They will be executed 2 times, 1, 2. Then they are going to be executed 3 times. So we are getting a pattern as a 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4. Which are okay. So this way we can able to create the different pattern. If you want to make this to be work in the, suppose if you want to create some multiplication table, in that case we are also required the 2 for loop. So using this kind of for loop inside another for loops, we can create different kind of pattern. So this is the multiplication table if you want to create. Here it is demonstrating that how we can use the different loop inside another loop. Let us check it. What we are doing, we are taking a table to be created. For that table, we have wanted to create a table of suppose 2. So what we want 2 into 1, then we want 2 into 2, that is a table of 2, 2 into 3, table of 3. Okay, then we can get the 2, 4, 6. So same pattern we want to display by writing the program. So what we are supposed to do is that this 2 is going to be fixed with which table you want. So we have been taken this n to be 2 which are going to be fixed, but table we want to display up to the 1 to 10. So the second parameter need to be varied from 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on up to the 10. But since we want to display the table up to the 10, it means we have to take the rank not 10 but as a 11. So that 11 should 10 should going to be included. So 1 to 11 we are taking the rank for I in rank 1 to 11. Now we are going to be execute print. If you are going to take it, now we are making this table to be displayed. See, we are getting a table to be of 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. Okay. But if you want to be displaying the different notations, so what we are writing, n print n. Every time this n will be printed, it means I want the outcome to be like 2 cross 1 need to become as a 2. Okay. Then 2 cross 2 equal to 4. Then 2 cross 2 equal to 2 cross 3 equal to 6. Like that we want to create a table. In that case we are going to be print in the appropriate order where we are required the n to table 2 cross I. So x will be given here as a constant is text and here I is going to keep on varying. N is going to fix as a 2 every time. I is going to be replaced with the I value and this equal to are going to be displayed as a text and then n into I are going to be give me the correct table. So now you can observe here what is the format of this table. 2 cross 1, 2, 2 cross 2, 4. That way we can get this particular table. If you don't want, if you want to display it in a single line, then we can also make it as a n, but that is not going to be shown in the proper format. So there we can use the n, this is n. Now you can see this table is coming in that format, 2 cross 1, 2, 2 cross 2, like that. Now if you want to display the table from 2 to table up to the 10, up to the 10, 2 table, then 3 table, then 4 table, then 5 table. In that case we are required different rank. It means different for loop for to use in the rank function. So what we want to do here, we wanted to display a table. So what is required basically, this n is going to be keep on varying. Okay. So for this n we are required the different rank. So we taken here I in rank 1 to 11. Suppose we want to display the table up to the 10, and how many tables we are interested up to the 10. So we are going to take the for inner loop for I in rank 0 to 10, and once this table will be displayed, the next table is going to come into the new line. So we are going to be run this one. This is the implementation error. Now it is fine. This indentation is not matching, that's why it is coming some error. So better we can start from the beginning and then taking some tag space, that is going to be aligned properly. Now this needs to be part of it. And make this going to be part of this. Now it is going to be so this is some indentation error is coming because it is not aligned with the above code. So to remove this one, check. There is some error with this syntax of 20 statement here. It is capital I have written. It should be small, and then we can align this one. Now it will work. Now you can see here we are getting a table of 0, table of 1, then table of 2, table of 3, table of 4, which is starting from 0. If you want to make it to be start from 1, we can start. Okay? So this way we can use the loop inside another loop. Now we can check another statement, that is the break statement. Break statement we can use to terminate the loop immediately. This will be used to stop the loop before that loop is going to be execute all the items within the sequence. It means instead of normal execution of the number of times the statement of the body, we want to terminate the loop immediately. So this is going to be work as one kind of statement which are going to be stop the loop permanently depending on some condition. So if you want to check it in this code, what is happening, that city has been taken a sequence for place in city. If place is Goa, if place is going to be Goa, then we are going to be break, means we are going to terminate this loop, otherwise place is going to be displayed. So our outcome will be from city every place are going to become inside this place variable, and if it is not the Goa, then they are going to display. So Jaipur are going to display, then next time Delhi are going to display, and as soon as Goa is going to come to the place, they are going to check for this condition, the place is matching with the Goa, then they are going to be terminated. So we will get only the Jaipur, Delhi. If we are not going to use the break statement, in that case all the city name is going to be displayed. So always remember that break statement make the loop to be stopped depending on some condition, and based on this condition the loop is going to be terminated immediately. So further number of times the loop will not going to be function. Now another statement is a continue, which can use to stop the current iteration of the loop. It means we want to skip the current iteration of the loop. In that case we can use the continue, which is also required to be used the conditional statement. So for place in city, if place Goa, continue, print place. So in this case when Jaipur is going to come, that is not Goa, Jaipur will display, then Delhi will display. When the Goa is going to come, since Goa is matching, so this loop of this body consists of if condition and the remaining statement. So this remaining statement will not going to be take place, so Goa will not display. Immediately after this continue statement, the loop will going to be restart to the next value, going to be repeat for the next value. Next time again the place will be Hyderabad, which is not Goa, continue, Mizoram, not Goa, continue. So we can skip the current iteration. If suppose we are going to use here for place in in city. If suppose we are doing the print, right? Print place, okay, and then we are writing if place equal to Goa. What will be the outcome? What are the places which are going to display? Can anyone answer? If suppose this if place equal to Goa continue, we are writing after the print statement. This should be shifted after this print. What are the different cities which are going to display? Is Goa is going to be displayed or not? In this case, we use the print before the condition. So Goa will definitely going to be displayed. So we are required to be conscious that if we want to skip the current iteration and want that some set of statements should not be executed, so we should use at appropriate place this if and continue statement. Otherwise, all the statements are going to be displayed and executed. This is the another example we can observe for I in rank 1 to 13 if I modulus operator 2 not equal to 0. Then continue, otherwise print type. So in this case, whenever our number is not divisible by 2, then they are going to be continued. It means if you get the remainder to be 0, then they are going to display I. It means we want to display only the even number. Similarly, if you are going to be write here, you can check break without any condition. What will happen? We are not using any condition, but that is going to be without any condition. They are going to be terminate the loop. So number will not display at all. First value in the sequence come to the number. Now break statement came. So this will terminate the loop. No print is going to take place. We can also use the else statement in the for loop, which are going to specify a block of code to be executed when the loop is finished. So else keyword is used when we want that if loop is going to be completely executed all the statement, and once the loop is going to be finished, then some statement we want to display. For example, here we are displaying for num in range 10. So this loop is going to be display the number from 1 to 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 9. Once this loop is terminated correctly, executed completely, then this printing completed are going to be displayed. If suppose in this case we are going to use the break, so what will happen? If num is equal to 6, break, print num, else print printing completed. Now in this case this loop is going to be terminated in between. Before this loop are going to be executed 10 times. So once the loop is not executed completely, in that case this else statement will not be displayed. So else block will not be executed if the loop is stopped in between by using break statement or any other statement. In that case else print will not going to be take place. So else keyword is going to be used to specify some set of instruction which should be executed when the loop is going to be finished. Now you can see here we are using the loop inside the loop for X in city. City is a list of city, country is list of country. For X in city, for Y in country. So for X will be taken, it is available. So this for Y will run this loop till this country should contain some country name. So they are going to display the X and Y. Delhi, India, Jaipur, Japan, Goa, USA. That display are going to take place. Now we could also use the pass statement inside the for loop. Suppose we are writing for j in list and pass. In that case, this statement is not going to be create any error, and this for loop is going to perform perfectly. But suppose we want to write the for loop like this: for k in 7 6, and if you are not going to be write any statement here, then what will happen? We will get an error. But sometimes the body of the loop will not be known to us at that moment, but we want to make that my program should not going to give me any kind of error, so we should write here as a pass. It means that the statement of this particular body of this for loop is not known, that are going to be used later on, and this will not going to create any syntax error. Now another statement you can use either this is the sum equal to 0 for I in range 1 to 11 sum. We wanted to sum the value. So this is the different flavor of using the for loop. In this for loop we have the block of statement which consists of I in range 0 to 11, and we wanted to sum those numbers. So we can take initially sum to be 0, and then we are going to make on adding those numbers. Sum equal to sum plus I, then sum plus 2, then 3, then 4, and at last we want to display the intermediate sum also. So like that, this for loop will consist of 2 statements. Now you can see here another example where we can use the volume of and surface area of any sphere. We want to compute the volume and area of a n different sphere. So how we can write? We can take how many number of sphere whose volume we want to compute. So we have been given n to be some number. Since this input is coming to be as a string, so we are converting using the type conversion int function, and then we are going to be run up to the n number of sphere whose area we want to compute. So for I in range 0 to n incremented by 1. So this will start how many times? N 0 to n minus 1 times. If we have the 6 sphere, it will make a 0, 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times. So 0 to 6. They are going to take the value in the I. Then we can ask from the user what should be the radius of first sphere. That is coming as a radius, and in case our radius is going to become greater than 0 or even the 0, we can compute the volume and surface area. So how we can compute the surface area? This is going to become part of if statement. If the condition is true, then surface area 4 into pi into r square. Volume 4 by 3 into 3.14, radius into radius into radius. So that is going to come as a 4 by 3 pi r cube. Instead of this radius, we can also write radius, and we can use the exponential operator. Radius star star 3. Then we can display the area and surface area and the volume of the sphere, and then we can able to keep on repeating this till all the spheres volume are going to be computed. At the end, we can able to display that volume computation is over. So this is the how you can able to use not only the loop, but inside the loop we can use the conditional statement also. Now let us come to another important loop, that is the while loop, where we does not know how many number of times this body of the loop are going to be executed. In that case, we should use the conditional while loop statement. So how it works? It is going to be while going to be test some condition. It means here some conditional statement is required. Then this will be consist of some body of the loop. So test the condition. If condition is false, come out of the loop. It means body of the loop will not executed. Otherwise, the body of the loop are going to be executed. For example, if you want to write this code, it means that some conditions are required. If suppose we have a condition taken as a say, some n to be greater than 1, n to be greater than, or you can say n should be less than 5. Okay. What is this n? N need to be initialized initially. So n will be taken as a say 1, and then we are writing while we can write as a n equal to 1. Then we can write while initialize this some parameter, and then we can make n less than 5 colon print and print while. So this will be consist of. Now this n is taken a 1 and condition was checked, but this n need to be decremented because at some moment of time this loop need to be go toward the termination. This condition need to be go toward the false condition. In that case, we should make every time this body has been executed to make this n to be decremented. N equal to n should be 3 is less than 5, yes, then this loop is going to be continued. So loop body can contain block of statement. Execute the loop body as conditions are evaluated to be true. So in that for loop, we are always required to ensure that some of the control variable need to be initialized just like n equal to 1. Then the execution of the body of the loop statement will going to take place, which is nothing but while n less than 5. And then here we are checking that what are the conditions which are going to be checked. So conditions are going to check as a n less than 5, and the body are given to be as a print, and this is the body of the loop, and we are required to update that loop control variable to be n equal to n plus 1, so that at later stage this condition go toward the false statement.
Just now. Just now.
Okay, sorry for disturbance. So if you are going to use the while loop, we are required few things to be keep in our mind. One thing that we are required some control variable, loop control variable. Suppose n equal to 1, this is one variable which are controlling that how many times the loop are going to be executed. Then we are required to be write some condition, say while statement while n less than 5, right? And this while will consist of some body of the loop. So body will consist of any statement, print n, print while, maybe print n plus 1, any statement. And once this loop is executing, this body should also consist of one of the statement which are going to make this control variable to be updated. So here n need to be increment toward the 5, so that n should going to become a larger than this condition 5. So we should take one update of this n as a n equal to n plus 1. So every time this will be going to keep on checking the condition, printing the body statement to be executed, and then incrementing the updating the value, again it is going there. Same thing we can write if you are going to take say while, we can write also n equal to 8. Suppose I want to execute this loop till n should be reached, condition should be reached to the lesser than 8. So what we can do, while n, okay, while n greater than say 2, greater than 2. Now here we can write print n, and now we want that n should be reached toward the 2, at least less than 2. Then we can make this n to be decremented as a n equal to n minus 1. So every time n is going to go and decrementing from 8, then 7, then 6, then 2, or we can also make n equal to n minus 2. So first time this n is taken to be 8, second time n is going to be become 8 minus 2, 6. Now condition is valid, print. Then again this n is going to become 4, condition valid, print n. Again this will go and check that n is going to become 2, which is not greater than 2. So condition is going to become false. So we will get this loop to be executed only 3 times. Okay? And our loop has been reached toward the termination condition. Okay? This is the how this loop is executing. This is some example we have been seeing here. Now inside the while loop we can also use the break statement. Okay? This break statement is, we can use it. So I equal to 1 while I less than 6. Okay. Print I, if I is equal to 3, break. Otherwise this I will be incremented. I equal to I plus 1. Similar way we can use the continue statement. I equal to 0 while I less than 6. I incremented, update can be happen anywhere within this body of the loop. If I equal to 3, continue, otherwise print I. So continue means it will going to be skip the current loop to be executed. Skip this current loop and go to the next iteration of the loop. So here we can get the output as a I less than 6, I is 0, I is incremented to 1, which is not 3, so print 1. Next time I is going to become, it was 2, 2 is less than 6, this will be again come, these are going to become 2, like that this will be continued. Once the 3 is going to come, then this print I will not going to be take place. Remember that our while loop does not contain any loop which is never going to terminate. Here that flaw you can observe. We have been taken x to be 0 and checking the condition x should be less than 10 and printing the x. We observe that every time this loop is going, x will remain the same as a 0. So this should be continue as an infinite loop, never going to be terminated. So we should be careful while using the while loop that whatever the condition we are checking, we should use some statement which should make this condition to reach toward this false statement. It means this condition should reach toward a state where this condition is going to become false. It means that it is missing this decrement operation, update operation. But if you can write x equal to, if you can mention this x equal to x as a x minus 1, then this can be never going to be infinite loop. ये मूवमेंट इन्वर्स करते हैं कर दो
रिप्लेस कर
नहीं कर दो सिस्टम
5 मिनट ब्रेक ले लो 5 मिनट ब्रेक ले लो
हाँ
हाँ
हाँ आई एम ऑडिबल actually my system is hang where I am not able to make my slide to be moved further. So we are taking a 10-minute of break. Then this technical glitches we are going to remove and then we can continue. My slide is not scrolling. That my system was hanged. So we will take a 5 minute to 10 minute of break, then we can come back.
Yes, sir.
So once again, good afternoon. Now we are going to continue the session. We are discussing about infinite loops which can be possible if you are trying to use the while loop statement in your program. So we are required to be always remember that in a while loop, the condition which are given, that condition must reach toward the termination state. So here we can observe that x has been taken as a 0 and then condition was checked and body of the loop is going to be executed. But inside this body, there is no update of this control variable x is specified. So x will never change. If x is not changing, it will always remain to be a true condition. So this should be run infinite times. So we are required to ensure that x need to be decremented, or it will be here in this case it should be incremented, so that this loop condition should reach toward the terminate state. Okay. Now other important problem which can observe while we are writing the while loop, if suppose in the while we are using the true, while true print inside loop. So this true is one of the true condition whose value is basically some positive number, say 1. So while 1 print, this will also remain to be a constant and keep on executing infinite time. So remember that we should increment or decrement the control variable so that our loop will never continue forever and reach to the loop termination state. We can also use the else statement in the while loop, similar to the else statement we used inside the for loop. So when the body of the while loop are going to be executed and when the condition is going to become true and keep on executing, once this has been executed completely, in that case the else statement is going to be displayed. In case our while loop is terminated in between without normal execution of the number of times it has been specified, in that case this else statement print will not going to take place. So let us check these few code where the for loop are going to be, while loop are going to be used. Let us check here. We written one statement here, you can see, for I, while I less than 10, print I. Okay. Let us remove this one, print I. So this is going to be display the number from 1 to 9. Okay. And I is incrementing every time. Now I can use the else statement, print else printf int I is larger than 10. Now you can run this one. So once this while loop has been completed, then this else statement is going to be performed. Now suppose in this while loop we are going to use the break statement so that we can terminate this loop in between. So if that is the case, एक बार चेक करना वॉल्यूम कम जा रही है. In that case, we should go to the see whether the else statement is taking place or not. So we can observe there while I less than 10. Okay. If number is 6, so they are going to break this loop. So this loop is supposed to be run 10 times, but it is not performing its normal number of iterations. In that case, we should not get this printing complete statement to be displayed. So this else statement will be performed in case our loop has been terminated in the normal manner. Only then this is going to be performed. This else need to be aligned with this while. Now you can see printing completed. in this case which are going to take place. So once loop has been completed, then this is going to be take place. So printing is taking place if this is going to be performed, and if you are going to take this continue, in that case, but this is normal term working not happening, so we can able to get here this kind of column. Now if you want to check for the for this else statement, here you can see for item in number, print item, else print no item left in the list. So this is executing over the list and printing the item. Once this item is going to be adjusted from the number list, in that case we can get that no item left in the list which are going to be displayed. So this will be performed once the item this for loop are going to be terminated. Fine. So this way we can observe the usage of while and for loop, where we can repeat some statement in our program. Right? So this much about repetition statement. Now we will discuss another important data structure in the Python, that is about the list. So already we know how to create the list, how to create the variable of type tuple or set or dictionary. Now we are going to see the detail about those data structures which are available in the Python. So first one is the important is the list. So what is list basically? List is going to become a collection of items. These items can be either similar item or can be different type of data. So in this list, whatever the list we have, all items can be of similar type or maybe of different type. For example, suppose we want to store marks of 5 subjects. In that case, we can use this list. So one option that we can try to use the 5 variable, say M1, M2, M3, M4, M5 to store the marks of 5 subjects. If we have 100 subjects, we are required the 100 different variables. So instead of that, we can store those values as a list. For example, we can create one of the variable as a marks, which is known as the list, and create it by using the square bracket. We can use this bracket, and then we can able to write the item 17, 18, 15, 19, 14. So this is going to become a list of marks which are 17, 18, 15, 19, 14. Okay. So this list can have any number of items, and these items may be of different type. It means instead of this 18, it can be 18.8. Instead of 14, we can also store some value, say hello. So this list will consist of data value which will be of different type. If suppose we want to create an empty list, in that case we should use the syntax as AX, and this square bracket does not contain any value. It means that X is going to become a list type of data which does not contain any value. It is an empty list. Or we can make this list X to be contain integer, maybe text, maybe some float. Or even though this will also contain comma, separated by comma, 2 plus 3j. This is what? Complex number. That is also a part of number. That can be also part of the list. So list items are ordered the order in which you are defining, that orders are going to maintain. This item can be changeable, it can be changed, and this can also contain duplicate value, say 30, 40, 60. Duplicate value can contain in the list. So this is the property of the list. So property of list is that it contains similar or different type of items. Items can be changeable and it can allow the duplicate item or duplicate value to be exist into the list. So question is coming that how we can able to access the element of a list, individual list. So when we want complete list, we can just print the name of variable. Say if you are taking m equal to list is created 2, 3, 5, 6. If we print statement as a m, we will get the list to be displayed as a 2, 3, 5, 6. From this list, we can also access individual element of this array by using one of the parameter as a index. So every item in the list is ordered. That's why it contains some of the indexes. For example, we have a list of programming language PL containing the Python, Java, C++, SQL. So the first item in this list have the index 0, second have the index 1, third 2, 3 and so on. So when we want to access individual element, we can use this index number. From left to right, it will be start from the 0. So we can write say print PL0. If you are writing the PL0, so PL0 means the first item in the list, that is Python. PL2, 2 means 0, 1, 2, it means third element. Third element is C++. Okay. So list always start with the index 0. Remember that one. And this list access which we are doing by using the index, say here some index, say 3. This index can also be a negative value. Mostly in the other programming languages, the index need to be positive, but here it will also take a negative indexing. If you are taking the negative index, it means the indexing of this values in the list is going to be start from the right to left. So right element is marked as a -1 index, next next one -2, next one -3, -4. So negative index in the list is starting from the rightmost with the -1. So when we are going to be refer PL -1, it means from the PL list -1. It means that we are going to be refer the list element from the rightmost element. -1 means the rightmost element. PL -2 means from the rightmost the second element. So we can able to get C++. PL -3 we can get the right element, third rightmost element, first, second, third. From right to left we can get a Java. Now in case we are going to specify some index, suppose I am going to be specify index 6 or maybe PL 10. Now this PL list does not contain 6 element or 10 element. That's why this 10 and 6 index does not exist. So we will get an error, index error. Index exception error we are going to get an statement by the interpreter which will show that there should be some error in the index which we are going to be provided. It means that that specified index within this list does not exist. So we will get a index error. So let us check this few example. Now here we can observe we are creating one of the list Okay, this is the list. This is some list we are going to create. It ML 2030 5.7, or maybe that is going to become as a maybe hello. Then again we can able to write 50, and we can write Python. If we want to display this ML, we should use the print statement. Print variable ML. You can observe what we are going to get here. Check here. If you are going to be write print ML, it is printing the list, whole list. So this whole list are going to be displayed inside this square bracket. It means that this list, this set of values are a list. If you want to type what is the type of that variable ML, which is basically a list, I can check this one using the print statement, print and type function. So you can observe the outcome. It is belonging to the class list. If you want to display the individual item, we can use the print ML2. So ML2 means the third element, 20, 30, second, third, 5.7. We will get a 5.7. ML1, it means the starting from the index 0. So 0 is 20, 1 is 30. So we will get a 5.7 and 30. If suppose we want to display some item from this list using the negative index, negative 2. So this will take the element from the right to left. Right is -1, second is the -2, third is -3. So we will get here 50. If we are going to be write ML print ML and we are doing -3, we can get the third element. Let us write this index to be, instead of I am writing this index to be 10. In this list we do not have the 10 element, so we will get an error as a index error. It means the list index which I am giving, index for this list, that is out of the range, which does not exist in the list. Right? Now this list may contain another list. Okay. Let us take this example. What we are doing? It is containing some value 20, 30, 5.7 and another value. Fourth value is coming as a list. So this is again the list RAM true. I can also able to use the 30.5. That can be possible. And next element is Z10. If we want to display, let us check what list we are getting, 20, 30, 5.7. Now the fourth element is the list itself, right? And then we have the Z, then 100. If we are trying to display the fourth element, 1, 0, 1, 2, 3. If you are writing here, instead of 2, I am writing 3. So what we will get? Third element is what? Third element is a list. So we will get a list. Here you can see RAM to 30. Okay. So third element is list. Third element is list. So we are getting as a list outcome. But the first element is 20, which is not list. So we are getting only the individual item. So a list may contain another list. That can be feasible. Fine. Now let us come to another concept of slicing. Using this slicing, we can able to access some section of item. It means some part of the item from the list. In case of indexing we can access individual element, individual item. But sometimes we want to access more than one item in sequence. Then we can use the slicing operator. The syntax of slicing operator is list from which you want to access list name, then start index, in this index and step, similar to the rank we have. So this will slice the number of items from the list starting from this start index end with the end index, and that item which we want to access from start to end, that can be move step number of steps ahead. Okay. For example, let us take example. It means step will tell us that which of the alternate item we want to access between the start to end index. For example, we have a number as a 2, 4, 5, 6. Now, if you are going to write this as a num 3.6, so this will say that we want to get a number or get a list of items from index 3 to index in -1. Remember, n is the maximum index, less than that we can get the value. So from 3 means 0, 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9 we can get from the index 0, 1, 2, 3, third index. From the third index up to the 5 index, 3, 4, 5, because it is given the 6, up to the 6, 7, 8 we can get. If we are giving only the start index, not index, in that case we can get a slicing of the list starting from 5 up to the end of the list. If we are not giving any start or end or step, in that case our list will start from the beginning up to the end. It means whole list are going to be displayed. If we are giving 2, 10, 3, it means it is starting from the second index 0, 1, 2, from here up to the last index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It means up to this, right? And this is going to display the 5. Then they are going to be take the 3 step ahead. It means this is one, second, first, second, third element are going to be displayed. Then again 3 step ahead, 1, 2, 3, third element are going to display. Then next 1, 2 list has been fully exhausted. So no output are going to be displayed. So there are various operations which are available. Through that we can add some item in the list. We have append. Using that we can add an item at the end of the list. Extend, if you want to make all item of one list to be added to the another list, 2 lists can be joined. Del, that can remove one item from the list. Remove, delete a list item. One or more item using the del. This remove can also delete. Len can find the number of elements in the list. We can also change the value of some element in the list by using the assignment operator. And we can check whether an item exists in the list using the in keyword, or we can iterate through a list using the for loop to iterate over the item of list, as we did in case of the for loop. So let us take few examples and observe the outcome. So we can check here. If you are taking this list to be n equal to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. And we want to do the slicing. So print and 2, say 5. We can get 4 from 4, 5, 6. It means 0, 1, 2. Okay, so we are starting from the second index going up to the index 4. 2, 3, 4. We are going to get a 6. Or we can type here 2 starting from index 0 to index 6 or 8, and we want to make to be 3. What it will do, starting from the 0 index, so they will display the 2, then they will display the, after then the third element 1, 2, 3, 5, then again after then 3 step ahead 1, 2, 3, 8. If suppose we are going to write here 4, so this will take the first element 2, after then this will go for the fourth element 1, 2, 3, 4. We can got the 6, then 1, 2. Now there is no element are left into the list. If you are going to give this as a no start and end index, then we can get the complete list to be displayed. Right? So that way, if you want that which part of the list should be displayed, we can use the appropriate slicing operator. Now here, and we are giving some index at 2 and colon, no index. So this will start from 2 and display up to the end of the list. Now here, if we are trying to access some of the items from this list, and the index which we are giving suppose 10. Let's see what is happening. Okay, so this will start from 2 and it can display till the end of the list. So there should not be any error. Okay. Now let us check various functions which are going to use to operate with the list. So here you can see we have in this slide we have some code where we have been taken the programming language list. Okay. So we are taking the programming language list Python, Java, and we are doing the reverse. So we have to take the name of list dot reverse. So what this will do, this is going to be reverse the complete list. Let us do the live demo. It will be the better for you to understand. So taking this PL to the list, okay, then we are going to display. Okay, this syntax looking here. We made this one, now print PL. Now what we are getting? Now reverse will do the order of this list should be reversed. So we are getting the SQL, C++, Java, Python. If you want to add some item in the original list, we can use the append. Here append, which item I want to append? Ruby. Now you can check the outcome. This append are going to be add the new item at the end of the list. So now our original list was Python, Java, C++, SQL, which was reversed and now become a SQL, C++, Java, Python. In this list, we are going to be append Ruby. So this Ruby was added here. Now if you want to use length, suppose we want to know what is the length, we can do the print, or you can write say L equal to length, use the length function, and whose length you want for this list here, and we can display print L. We can get the number of elements, size of this list. This list contains 1 SQL, C++, Java, Python, Ruby. This should be contain the 5 elements, 5 items. If you want to extend some list, it means we want to append another list inside the list, we can use extend. So let us take, here we have some another list of number whose size is, we can write here directly, length of another list is size, NL extend PL. So what will happen? Into this NL list, number list, the PL list are going to merge. It means the PL are going to be appended to the NL list. So size of NL are going to change, content of NL is going to change. However, the PL will remain the same. So let us check it. Print PL, and we can print also the NL. So what we will get? Check here. The length of NL list is 4. Now in the NL list, the list PL has been appended. In the order it was there. It was appended. SQL C++. It means that whatever the first parameter you are using before the extend, NL.extend. So NL list is extended, not the PL list. PL list will remain the same, of the same size and same content. So this you have to remember, which list you want to extend, or which list you want to merge with which of the list, that you are required to use as a before the extend. In the extend you have to give that parameter whose content you want to merge with the other list. So this difference you are required to be careful. Now you can also delete individual item from the list by using the del command. So suppose we want to delete from this NL list. Now NL list has been change and merge with the content of PL. So if you want to delete, I can do the del. Which item I want to delete? I want to delete NL. In this NL we want to delete a particular, delete from this NL. Which item I want to delete? Suppose the third item, that is the SQL 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 you want to delete 4. So this will delete the fourth value. And let us print this NL list again. Now you can observe. Print NL has displayed the extended list, and we delete the fourth item. It means 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. SQL has been deleted. Now NL is going to become a new list in which this fourth item is not exist. If you want, you can also delete the whole list. In that case, we can use the and del NL. Now you can observe what is happening. Now this NL deleted. Now print the NL. What we are getting? Name error. Name error say that NL variable is not exist because it was deleted. And also we can use the insert to insert some value into the list. Suppose we have the PL list. In the PL we want to insert. So we have to use the insert to add some item. PL dot insert more than one item. Suppose we are using the Ruby, or we can able to use another thing, DB2, or we can add 23. Okay, and then we want to display the PL. You can observe what we are getting. Now you can see in that case we are inserting insert PL dot. In this PL, this item need to be added. In this PL Ruby need to be added, and suppose 3 is also going to be added. This is cannot be interpreted as an integer, so there are some errors are coming regarding the data type might be. Let us check with handle dot insert 32 this one, and then we should display the NL. Now you can see here 33 and 3 are added. Okay, 33 and 3 are added in this NL list. If you want to add 400, I can 3000 suppose, that can be also added. Okay, just remember one thing, that is one mistake here I did. Insert, if you are going to make, insert will take two parameters. One is that which value you want to insert at which place. Okay, which index you want to add. So we want to add, suppose add the index 3 in the NL. Okay, or you can take the PL itself. So PL, in this PL we want to insert at the index, after add index to some language say DB2. So this will be added at the index 2. See, we have the PL, SQL, C++, Java, Python, Ruby. So we have 0, 1, 2 at the second place, that is third place, DB2 should be added. So first will be the index, second argument will be the value. Fine. So this way, these are the various functions which are available, or different operations which are available, which you can use with the list. Now here we can also able to append two lists. How? You can see book, story, novel, textbook, pen, nib, gel, red book. We can create another list by merging these two lists, and that new list are going to be created as a third list. So we are making this book plus pen. Okay, doing this list addition, we can get a third list which are going to be generated. So here you can see the output. What we are getting, the state list contain the content of book. First content of book is story, novel, textbook, and thereafter the pen content are going to be appended. Remember that in this format of making two lists to be merged, we can get a new list. But if you are going to be use the extend, in that case one of the lists are going to be replaced with the content of another list. So this is the difference of extend the list using the extend operation, or doing the merging of two lists by using the plus operator. Or we can also do nested list. How we can do? We can create a new list where inside a list I am giving the two lists, pen and book are two lists. So using this pen and book, we wanted to create another list which is the combination of pen and book and list. So we are getting a new list which are going to become a combination of two lists. Pen is also a list. Remember, nib, gel, need is one list. Book is another list. So we are getting another list, n list, which contains two values. One is nib, gel, read. Second value is story, novel, text. Okay. So list can be contained inside a list. Right. So, or we can use the copy command. In that copy command, we can do the copy of existing list PL into another list. That new list is going to be created. So check here. Check here. We have this. Now we have the copy. What we can do? We can create new copy n c, and we want to copy one list inside another list using this command. So we can use the pl dot copy. Okay. pl dot copy. So we can able to get another copy of pl with the name nc. Print nc list comma nc. So our new list has been created. New list which have the same content as the PL. So now we have been found the difference between extend, copy, as well as doing the merging of two lists using the plus operator, which is basically concatenating the two lists. We can also able to use the count statement. Check what outcome we will get. If you wanted to take this n dot count, it means what we want to count, that how many times a particular value, say 4, is appear in this list. Minus 4. N dot count print x print x. Now you can see we are getting the 3. So this count statement, this function will use to count in the list n how many times the value 4 appear. So this is 1, 2 and 3. Positive 4 is coming 3 times, so we can get the outcome as 3. So these are the various operations which can be applicable to list, and this is the various method which we already discussed about: append, extend, reverse and copy. Okay, so we can append. Already we seen how to combine the list using the plus. Nested listing can be happen there. Now another important concept in the list is list comprehension. So list comprehension is basically one kind of concise and elegant way through which we can create a list. So how this list can be created? Using the for statement. Let us check at the syntax. we have to write, say, for I in rank. It means we want to create a list and the items need to become automatically instead of putting the item one by one. So for I in rank 6, what it does, they are going to give me one list from starting 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Some rank it is giving us, right? And then we are giving I for I in rank. So this I which are coming, that is going to become part of the list. So for that purpose, we are required to create one, say PL, and list is always marked inside this square bracket. Inside this, we have to write the for, and whatever the item I is coming, that we have to write here I for I in rank. So every item which are coming from rank, this is creating a range of values, but that range of values is not a list. So we are required to convert that in a list by using the for statement. So I is coming here. So inside the P, the first I is going to become first element of the list, and second is the second element of the list. Or we can make this I which are here, that we can make as a j into multiply by 2, the j square. Remember here after this we are writing the square bracket. Inside the square bracket we have to use the for j in rank. So automatically what will happen, j is going to take the value from 0, 1, 2, it is starting from 1. So this will take 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So 1 will come to the j will be assigned here, j into 1, 1, then j will be taken 2, 2 into 2, 4, 3 into 2, 3 power 2, 9, 4 square 16, 5 square 25. Now here you can observe this will be given as a square bracket. So these content are going to be converted into a list. And if you are going to print this X, we will get a list, not a rank. Another way is that we should create a empty list, X equal to empty list, and then we can use for j in rank, and since X is empty, right, X is empty list. Now using the append statement, we can make the value which are given in the append function should be appended to this existing list X, which is the empty one. So we are using this append. So X dot append. What we want to append? We are giving the value. What should be the value? J power of 2 or maybe j plus 2. So these are going to be taken as a value. J is going to keep on varying and their value are going to be appended to the list X. This is the other way which you can check here. The same operation we are doing here, appending to X dot append. We can use the P list which are created. So automatically the P list are going to be appended to the X. We want to extend the P by the content of P itself. So we can use the P dot extend P. So content of P is appended to the P, and now your original P list are going to be changed with this new list, having the same content twice. So this is the how inside a nested inside a list we can use another list. Okay. So let us check for the list comprehension. Example. Now here we want to create a list. So what we are doing? Look for the syntax. Okay. We are using the for I in rank. Okay. And then we are using the I. So I is individual item which are coming from this I in the rank, and that will be converted to the list. This will be converted to the list. Okay. And if you are checking the type, print type of field, this is the list.
Small.
While we are going to use
Small.
say L equal to for I in range, if you are checking the type of L, we will get the type to be of this is not
Print type B. Last.
rank 6. We are getting the rank, this should be as a class rank. This is the capital P, so we can make this to be changed to the small. So suppose that if you want to create a list of number using the rank, so here L is going to become a rank, it is not belong to a list. So we are required to use this rank function inside this bracket, and through that we can create a list, and this process is known as the list comprehension. Now you can observe that whatever the key we are getting, that is of the type list. Or if I want to make this I to be plus 5, so I will be taken from rank say 0 into 0 plus 5, 5, then 1 I will be 1, 1 plus 5, 5, then 2, 2 plus 5, 7. So like that this list can be changed. You can see 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Or we can make a multiplication. Like that it can be happen. 0, 5, 10, 20. So whenever we want to create a list of some unique type, we can use this list comprehension process. And the same option you can do with the help of append function. How? Suppose we want to create another list, say that is other way, we can do the X and create empty list. Okay. And after then what we can do? P is already created. So there we can make this for I in rank. Say we can use I in rank 6, and then we can make X dot append and in this dot X dot append we have to give the value. So value which we can give is for, suppose we want to make I to be square. This should contain the value, this should be the square of I, and then we can print X. Now you can observe we taken one initial list, and then in the list we are appending the item. So instead of writing this way of appending the individual item to be part of the list, we can use the list comprehension where we can write the same functionality in a single statement. So for that purpose we can use the list comprehension. Fine. So this much about the list. So we will take a 5 minute of break, and thereafter we will start the string. So welcome back. Now we are going to start another data structure which is available in the Python is string. So string is basically a sequence of characters which are specified in a double quote if you are going to be declare this type this string type of variable. So here you can say name Johnny Ben or city Jaipur. So either you can specify that string inside a double quote or single quote. Both are going to become work perfectly in the Python. If you want to specify a string into the multi-line, that you can do using the triple quote, enclosed into the triple quotation. Here you can write any number of line that can be treated to be a string assignment. Here you can see dream for placement at in one line, MNIT Jaipur in second line, learning Python in third line. So this way we can declare this string which can extend up to the multiple line. If you are going to print message, we can this is the text. We will get this string dream for a placement at MNIT Jaipur, hence learning Python. We can able to get an outcome. But if you are trying to write this name as Johnny, I am writing the Ben in another line and then writing the Jaipur in another line and with the double quote, you will get an error that is not supported. But if we can make this multi-line string to be in the triple quote, in that case this type of declaration of a string is perfectly okay. String is immutable. It means that the character of a string cannot be changed. So in case of list, what we taken? List will be say taken 2, 3, 5. List can be also updated as L2. In here the at index 2 the value can be also changed to be as a 10. That can be happen. But in case of the string, it is immutable. Any character cannot be changed. If suppose we have taken the name as a Johnny and we want to change the third character, it means it is a sequence of character which is also going to be start with the index 0. So this will be index 0, this will be 1, 2, 3, 4, this will be 5, 6, 7, 8. Up to the 8 we have the indexing 0 to 8. And if you want to know the length of this string, I can use the name length function. So we can get the length of this string. Now if you want to change, say into the city Jaipur, the third character, city 3, and wanted to change this 1, 2, 3, say third character, and the fourth one with some value, say k. So 0, 1, 2, 3. So P cannot be changed. We will get a type here which will show that str does not support the item assignment. So string type of data is immutable. Once it has been created, its value cannot be changed. Slicing can work well for the string, where we can take some set of characters from that particular string by using the slicing operator. So sample string, just like a list, start, end and step. So if we are writing message to 6, start in, it means it is going to be starting with the second index. It means 0, 1, 2 and 2, 3, 4, 5 less than 6. It means I, T, J are going to be sliced. If we are writing start index to be 0 and end index should be 6, it means it will going to display the character is starting from the index 0 up to the 5. So M, N, I, T, space and J, they are going to be displayed from 0 to 500. Or if you are going to be use the step, so this will start from the index 2, 0, 1, 2 from I. So first element, then going to be make the alternate, then first and second J, first and second, sorry, this second is here space, remember here it is space, so this will not display. Then first and second, it means J, then again the 1, first and second P, then first and second. So like that they are going to display the complete sliced range of character. And if you want to display individual character, we can use message say 1. So this will going to be display as the second character N. If you are going to be write message 3, this will display the fourth character M, N, I, T, that is going to come as T. We can access the string as I told you that using the index which are starting from 0 onward, just like a list. So into this Rajasthan, suppose we are writing city 2, we can get the second index position 0, 1, 2 J. If we are writing -7, so this will be starting from right to left. -1 index, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7. So we can get a N. -1, it means the first element from the right, that is E. Here, suppose we are going to create one of the tuple. This is basically a tuple. It is not a list basically, or neither it is a string. So we are taking a tuple. From tuple, we can also able to display the individual item. We will discuss about this tuple later on. We can also compare two strings by using the comparative operator, comparison operator, that is if double equal to, if we are taking X to be Python, Y to be Python language, Z to be Python, we can compare X equal to Y. If both contain the same string, then we can get a true, otherwise false. It means that we are getting the false, this string is not matching. If we are comparing X equal to Z, if both are the same string, we can get a true. If we are writing here small p, in that case this X and Z is going to get as a false. So this comparing of two strings we can do by using the equal to operator. We can join the two strings by using the concatenation operator, which is known as the plus operator. This is known as the concatenation operator. So X plus Y, it going to be append at the end of X the string Y. So outcome of this P will going to become a new string which contain the Python and the language. We will get a Python language. If we are going to be concatenate, join the three strings, we can do the X plus Y plus Z. Now we can get the Python language and programming. Why here some space is coming? Can anyone let us know? Why this is space in the concatenation, where in case of print B we are not getting? If you observe in the string X, Y, Z, in the Y we have a space, right? So once this Python is displayed, merged, then language is merged, after then this space is also part of the new string. And thereafter only the third string are going to be concatenated. Now we can iterate through the string. We can do the iteration through the string using a loop. Where you can see we are using the city Rajasthan, space state, and we can, because this city is going to become a sequence of item, So we can do for ch in city, where ch is going to be take one by one each character, and they are going to keep on iterating till this string are going to become empty. It does not have more character left to be scanned. So print ch, we can make individual character to be displayed. So we can get R, A, J, A, S like that. We can know the length of the string by using the length statement. Length city, we can get the length of that string to be a 15 character. We can also use the in keyword to check whether a particular string is a part of that given string or not. Then we can use than, then in city, whether this then is a substring in the city or not. Than, it is there. We can get a return value always as a true. Jai, this is not part in the city, we can get a false. Jai, not in city. Yes, Ji substring is not part of this string, so we will get a true. So we can use in and not in membership function here. We can have various methods, operations which are applicable over the string, such as upper, which can convert a string to the uppercase. Lower, which can convert the string to lowercase. Partition, return a tuple, replace, find, remove a trailing character, split. So these are the various operations which we can use over the string to make some operation to be performed. Suppose we want to check whether this in this city state is exist or not. So what we can do? We can use the find function. Return the index of the first occurrence of the substring state. So city dot find state. So this will give me the index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This will return me the index 10. It means this substring is starting at the index 10. If you want to convert to the lower or maybe upper letter case, then you can use the hello dot lower. Then what will happen? Hello will be converted to or to be a lower case. Here if you want to change the city, so what we can do? City dot lower. So what will happen? All these characters R, S, everything are going to be converted to the small letter. If suppose we are giving the hello, one of the string dot upper, everything will be converted to the capital character. Now another important function we can use in the string is the split. This split is going to be used to create the chunks of strings within this string, which are going to be separated by some separator. For example, suppose we are using the this is Python course in MNIT dot split. To make this string to be split into multiple words, substring, and this substring should be separated by space. So by default this should be separated by space. So this there is space, there is space. They are going to become a separate words within that particular string, and this is going to be returned as a list. So outcome of this dot split is always a list. You can check the syntax. We have to give the string data type dot split. We are required to specify the separator and the max split. Separator means specify the character through which the string was separated and how many number of split you want. That should be specified by the max split. So for example, message section comma dash g Python comma programming Python learning, and we want to split this string into words which are separated by comma. So we can use the string message dot split and separator we have to give into the double quote as a comma. So now this will going to be returned as one of the list X, which is contain the individual words which are separated by comma inside the given list message. So here the outcome will be section, then G Python, because they are separated by comma, G Python, then programming, then learning. If we could not give any separator here, so by default white space will be taken as a separator. So what should be the outcome? Section will get section, and there should be a space, so we will get a section, then comma, and the string, right? And then we will get a minus E, then we will get a next one is the Python, comma, then there is a space, we will get a next is a programming, then we will get a programming with the comma, then there is a space, we can get a learning. So this split up will going to be take place, and the outcome will be always a list. Remember, the outcome of this split is a list of words which are separated by some separator. We can combine two string concatenation S1 S2. So S2 are going to be appended to the S1 list. Hello MIT. Or we can use print S2 into 3. What this operation does, that S2 string is going to be repeated 3 times. Here you can see S2 is MNIT. Now this MNIT are going to repeat 3 times. Fine. So this is how the string can be used in the different program which we are trying to write. Let us take some example. Now here you can see this is Python course in MNIT dot script. So by default we did not given any separator. So by default it will take a space, white space. So we are getting this is Python code in MNIT. It is one of the list which are going to be generated. Now let us take the same and we are trying to replace this one. I say here equal to this is Python course in MNIT. I am going to be write from here say dollar. Here also some dollar, and here we put a dollar. Now here we can give the separator as a dollar. It is starting from this till dollar is going to be found. Up to that they are going to take that substring. Then they are starting the second one till the dollar and going to be displayed. They are going to display that outcome. Now you can check. It is coming as if this is Python dollar course. This is some column is coming here. Okay, this is separated by space. You can write this value. Yes, I'm going to be space by this difference. Now let us see. There is some error is coming. Let me to check some other code. We've taken another string here and we are trying to check how this split is working.
प्रिंट करो।
So this is not printed, so I am trying to print this one first. Okay, now you can see. This here's what message dot split. It means this split are going to be split the message which are separated by space. Now we can split this one separated by comma. Now you can observe. In the first item which we are getting the section, okay, we are getting the section up to this comma, then second we are getting from this space up to the Python, then third we are getting from programming, then we are getting the learning, which are separated by comma. Now if you want to check the type of this X, you can see the type of this return from the split is a list. So remember, split is always going to return with the list. And if you want to check print length of X, we can get the length of that string, length of X. So this list consists of 4 items. So we are getting this 4 again count. If you want to make this to be converted to the uppercase, we can make a message dot upper, and we want to display print message. We can see this is converted to the upper letter. So now we can able to use the different functions which are related to the string. Fine. Now we are going to be start running the data type, which is tuples. So this tuple store multiple items, just like a list or a string, into a single variable. So tuple is a sequence of data type that is going to become similar to the list, but this tuple consists of a number of values. These values are separated by comma and may be enclosed within the parenthesis. Here if you can observe into this example, the tuple which you are going to create, it have a number of values which are separated by comma 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which are enclosed into a parenthesis. So you have to use this type of parenthesis for the tuple. If you are going to use for the list, this is the format of the list. This tuple is ordered and unchangeable. It means once the tuple has been created, that will not going to be changed. So this is basically one kind of read-only list. Read-only list. Once the list you have been, this tuple you have been created, only you can able to read the data, but in that the data cannot be changed, cannot be updated. Otherwise, that tuples are going to be replaced with the new name. So unlike list, the element of tuple cannot be changed. So tuple you can think it is only the read-only kind of list which can be used in the different applications where you want that once the data has been created in this tuple list, nobody can able to change that data inside the list. So how the tuple will be created? We can use the tuple in the square bracket t equal to square bracket 2, 3 or maybe hello or maybe by then 30.5. So this tuple should also consist of multiple values which will be of different type. Now you can see here tuple 2 x b z d. This is another way of creating a variable. We'll see what should be the outcome of this one. Now tuple 3 has been created as a 17 Python. It is containing the multiple item. So if you want to check the data type of this variable tup1, tup2, let us check it. Let us check what you will get it. So here you can see we are creating a tuple. How we are creating? We are creating with the tuple 1 and doing the print t tuple 1. Make a correction that now we are getting a, see, this is the tuple. If you are going to be see the type of this tuple, type tuple 1, we are getting type of this tuple 1 list should be as a tuple. Now try here. Need to be a string. Observe the outcome. Okay. To print the print. Print the type of tuple 1, which is already the type of tuple, but check what is the type of 2. Now see, both is going to become of type tuple. So this is the other way by which you can create a tuple, where we can specify tuple 2 as a parameter 1, then parameter 2, then parameter 3. This is the other way of creating a tuple. Now we can able to create an empty tuple by using the t equal to this bracket. Then this t is going to become a tuple of empty type. So print type t, we can observe this is also a type of tuple, but it is an empty tuple. Now here you can observe t equal to Raju ABC, print t, we are getting the Raju ABC, which is also a tuple. So these are the two ways by which we can create a tuple. A tuple, just like a list, may also contain tuple or list inside a tuple. So this tuple t have the parameter 1, and second parameter is basically again a tuple. 2, 3, 4 is another tuple, and it also contains the third item as a list. So if we display the print t of this tuple, we will get the 1, 2, 3, 4 as a second element in this tuple, 1 Raju 28, which is a list, as a third item, and that is going to become a tuple because it is mentioned with the parameter. Fine. So empty tuple we can create, and we can also create a tuple which can contain any type of value. Here it is containing the true, false, false, true. We can create a tuple. One thing you remember, if you want to create a tuple with singleton item, single item, So how to create? Say P equal to having the single item. Say 50. Now print T. Let us check what we will get. It is not okay, it should make as a L. This L they are taking from some other variable. Now make this is making the T. T is already fine here. So we are going to make a print to be of L. L. What we are getting? 50. If you type this type of this one, type of L, let's see what we get. Type L. Now you can see what we are getting. This is coming to be of type integer. Although we have been created this L by using the parenthesis. So whenever any tuple which are created having a singleton item, then we should create by using the number first item with the comma. And then the tuples are going to be created. Now you can see. This L is have a singleton item, but that is going to become a tuple. Okay. So this thing you have to remember that if you want to create a tuple, then we are required to use the comma after the first item. Then they are going to be create a tuple. Okay. So city Jaipur, type city, you will get a string, not a tuple. Let us check. Here I can make this L to be MNIT. It is a string. What will you get? Containing a singleton item as a string, so we will get a string. Now you can able to create one tuple having one of the string inside it as a single item. Now you can get a tuple. Okay. So be careful while we are trying to create a tuple which has the singleton item. Now we can also able to access the individual element item from the tuple similar to list or string using the index. So we have index 0 to 1 from left to right, minus 1 to minus higher number from right to left. So here you can see Python, Java, C++ have a tuple. We can access individual item by using the index. 0 means first item, 2 means second item from this tuple. We can also access the individual element from this tuple by using the negative index. Say we are doing the pt minus 2. So minus 2 is basically the second element from the right side. We will get a C++. Okay. Now suppose we want to print pt, some index we are giving, that index is 6 suppose. If that does not exist into this tuple, then we will get an index error. It means that tuple index which we are providing, that is out of rank. So some kind of error exceptions are going to be thrown. And remember that index must be an integer. It should not be float or other type of variable. Otherwise it will give the error, or any other type of value, it will give the error. This slicing we can also able to use in the tuple similar to the string. Say this num is tuple 3 to 6. They are going to be display the item is starting from the index 3 up to the 5. So 0, 1, 2, 3 starting from 6, 3, 4, 5. So 6, 7, 8 is going to display 5 colon. No end index. They are going to be start from the 5 and till end of the tuple, the items are going to display. No start and end index. They are going to be start from the beginning and going to display up to the end. If we are giving the step, then they are going to be make the alternate third item starting from the 2, 0, 1, 2, 5, then third item 1, 2, 3, 5, then 8, third item 10, 22, then 32, third item 1. List is completely exhausted. So we are going to get a 5, 8, 32. So this way we can able to check how the items can be accessed from the tuple. Or we can also give the int index as a -2. In that case, what will happen? It is starting from the negative. It means right hand side. Say that is 10. Okay, and going up to the -2, 10 and 32, which are going to display. We can check also whether an item exists into the tuple or not using the in operation. Okay. If 22 in number, okay, in membership, not in membership. If 22 is a part of this tuple, then we will get here what value? We will get a true. If it is true, we can able to display this print statement. So without using, as I told you that we can also create a tuple, but here the things is that we are required to write it as a T4 like this one, first value, then second value, then third value, or using the parenthesis. But if you want to make some value to be changed in the tuple, say num, and I want to access the element 3, and this third element I want to change from 300. So this kind of updation is not allowed in the tuple. This will be invalid. We will get an error. While it is a list, we can able to change the third item with the 300 value. And we can also concatenate tuple by using the concatenation plus operator. Tuple 1, tuple 2. It means tuple 1 is going to be appended to the tuple 2 and new tuples are going to be generated. So it is going to give us tuple 3, which are going to contain the 12, 34.56, first content of the tuple 1, then the content of second tuple, x, y, z. Fine. This is the another examples of tuple slicing. We can also delete individual item using the del. So if you are trying to delete individual item or maybe some of the sequence of numbers or some slices of the tuple, we could not able to do that. We will get a type error tuple. Instead of that, if you want to delete complete tuple, then that will be permittable in case of the tuple deletion. But individual item del T2 not permitted because tuple is immutable, read only. So we could not able to delete, but complete tuple can be deleted. Cannot delete a slice of a tuple because they are immutable or some individual item from the tuple. We can also create a tuple which can consist of same number more than once by using the multiplication. So this you can see, this is one tuple, singleton tuple multiplied by 3. So we can get a tuple TP which will be consist of the tuple emanative and tuple emanative 3 times. This tuple is consist of emanative 3 times. We can create a tuple using the constructor also. This constructor has the tuple keyword, so we can use the TP and tuple, and then we can write any value here, 3, 2, sequence we can give 5, 6. So this list is going to be converted into a tuple. So if you want to print this tuple, we will get a tuple as a Jaipur, Delhi 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So using the tuple constructor, we can make a tuple where a sequence of values we are going to give you. Maybe say tuple, and giving say 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 any sequence. They are going to become a tuple. Or we can also give the rank function here. Using the index method, we can find the first occurrence of the specified value within the tuple. So you can see here we are using the tuple t and then t dot index 32. This says that at which index 32 found appear. So we can get an index of this 32 value which are offered at 0, 1, 2. So we will get an index of 2. So index will tell us at which location this value exists. We can also add item to a tuple, although it is going to become immutable. So there are one function which are available to append the item into the tuple, but that is not feasible in case of the tuple because tuples are immutable. So if you want to add some item to the tuple, we have to use the alternate way of doing this addition of item in the tuple. So there are two ways. One is that we should convert that tuple into a list. Change the tuple into a list. And since it is a list, we can add any item in the list. And then again we can convert that tuple, that list into the tuple. For example, we are taking here in this case, take this example and check here. So we have this tuple. Okay. So we can display this tuple yes and check it. Now we are getting a tuple MRC, EC, SE, EC and mechanical. Now we are converting that tuple into a list. How? By using the list constructor, list X. So this tuple X is converted to the list, right? So if you want to check for the type of Y, print Y type, we can get to be as a type of Y. You can check it. What we are getting? Type of Y list. Now the X has been converted to the list and their conversion has been stored into the Y naught because X is immutable. So it will not going to be changed. So we have been converted this X as a list and stored into the Y. Now Y is not immutable. So we can able to keep on changing the content in the Y. So what we can do, we can add into the Y list and the content as a civil. Use that append Y dot append civil. So civil will be appended to the Y. Appended to the Y. So here if you want to display the Y, what you will get? Y. We are getting the Y which is a list. In this list civil has been appended. And then we can use the tuple constructor to convert this list Y again into tuple. So tuple Y, and whatever the conversion we are doing of the list, that should be stored into the same variable X, the same tuple name X. So now this X is going to be replaced with the new content. Now we are getting a tuple X which are going to be added the element civil. No more this tuple X can be editable or can be added any item. So this is the alternate way by which we can do the item to be added. Or second option that we should add a tuple where we should allow to add the tuple to tuple many times by creating a new tuple with the item and add this to the existing tuple. Because this concatenation can be allowed, so we can able to do x and y. So x can be added to the y, and this new x are going to be created, and automatically that x is going to be converted to the tuple. This will be done by the compiler interpreter which we have. Now you can check here. Okay. X is MRC department, Y is singleton tuple. Now we are doing the what? We are doing the concatenation. How we can do? X equal to x plus y. That's what we are doing. This is a short notation which we have used. Now you can see x will remain still the tuple. So concatenation, it means one tuple can be appended to another tuple, that can be allowed. So new tuple x is going to be generated, which is not remain the same as x. Okay. We can change the tuple value, as I told you that convert the tuple into a list, then change the list, and then you can convert back that list into the tuple. The same thing we did. So here in this x, in this y, we are adding the civil, and then you can do that one. Or you can use the y dot append. That we can also use the function to add some civil. And if you are trying to display this, see, it is a immutable, right? So if you want to get if you are getting the new tuple converted to the x, then their address need to be different. This need to be different. Here what we did, appended civil, right? If you want to display print id x, right? And same you can do here. Print. Now you can check here. Print id x, capital X. Okay, and this will also require capital X. Now you can check. Initially the x tuple which are created have the ID of address, memory address 4912. If this x is remaining the same after the update, that also need to be come to the same location. But now this list, this tuple has been changed, and that has been referenced to another memory location which are replaced with the new tuple, but have that name as x. Okay, so that way we can able to change the value of tuple. So this much about the tuples. If you have any query, you can ask. Few questions I will take. Tuple we can use in case some list we want to create in the read-only mode, meaning that we can create a sequence of item in a tuple format which is never going to be changed. So if you want to access those tuple, you can access it, but updation is not going to be possible. So one kind of read-only list we are trying to create somewhere. Yes, basically we are splitting only the string type of data. If we are using the split, in that we are giving some sequence of string, some text we are giving there, and then texts are going to be separated by some space, maybe some space or maybe some special delimiter. That delimiter we can able to give, separator we can give, and up to that separator the item can be split into the multiple components. So one thing I can show you about this separation. Now here what we are doing, we are splitting by using this split, right? Let us take one good example where we can show you. Here what happened, that has been Now here this message was split. Here you can check the split which are separated by comma. Now suppose we want to create maximum separated by comma and want to create maximum 3 split. Say 3 split. In that case, what we can do? Check here. What is happening? Print x. What this maximum split say that we have to create maximum 3 part of that particular message. So first we will starting from section going up to the first delimiter comma. Then this will start with the second one going to the comma. Thereafter it will going to be take the remaining part irrespective of whether you have the separator or not. Remaining portions are going to be considered to be as a third item. If we can give the 2, it means this complete string are going to be sliced into the 2 part. So maximum 2 part is possible which are separated by comma. So first separation we got as a section. So that is going to be displayed. In the second part we will get a remaining part of this substring. Fine. Okay, tuple to list what we can do. Okay. How we can able to convert or how we can able to make that tuple to be updated. So what basically we are required to do is that we should first create a tuple. Suppose here we created a tuple x having the content, and then we wanted to change some value inside this tuple. Suppose we want to add the civil department in this tuple x. Now we should convert this tuple into a list by using the list constructor. So this constructor what does? Whatever this x we are getting here, they are going to convert into a list. So now this will be converted to the new list y, which will contain the item of this tuple x. So both is going to become different. Okay. So y is a list which contains the same element which x has. Now since y is going to become a list, now we can easily change or update or add any item into the list. So what we did, in this list we have been added the civil, or even though if we want we can make the y at the index say 2, we wanted to add mechatronics. Okay. So in this list y we added civil as well as the mechatronics at the second position. Now after this appending which has been happened, modification happened to the list, that same list should be again converted into the tuple by using the tuple constructor. So y is got the updated value. What updated value? MRC, EE, CSC, EC, MEC, civil and mechatronics. So now this new list y should be converted to the tuple. It means should be converted to the read only mode. So now x has been going to become tuple because we want to change the same tuple. So what we did is smartly that we are writing the same name for the updated tuple, so that previous tuple no more exists. They will be replaced by the new content but have the same name x. So wherever we will refer this x, now this x is going to be shown with the recent content which are updated. Okay, that way we can do. Right? You can check it. Now mechatronics and civil was added. Fine. This is the one option we can do. Or second option was that we can only merge two tuples together, but any content cannot be changed. So when we want to change any content, then we can able to use this kind of conversion. Okay, fine. Okay, is there any more questions? So should I stop the today's session? I should continue for another 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, sir, fine. Thank you then. Tomorrow I will start 2 more data structure, dictionary and set, and then I will continue with the function. And if you have any query, I will also take few questions in the beginning of the session. Then fine. Thank you to everyone. See you tomorrow's session. Regarding your regarding
वीडियो ऑफ करो।